everyone. Welcome to EduTap and welcome to Finance Current Affairs session. In today's session, we are going to discuss two very important news articles of finance. The first news article is regarding the IFSCA that has formed an expert committee. So, expert committee has been formed by IFSCA and this is specially to boost the Indian innovation, to bring the Indian innovation back in our country. What does that mean? So we are going to discuss this complete news article and this is very important. Why the expert committee has been formed? What is this expert committee? Everything we are going to discuss in today's session, and you can see that it is covered in PIB, it is covered in alignment. It is a very important news article that you must know about. Okay, the second news article is regarding the Reserve Bank of India that has released the Monetary Policy Committee meeting schedule. So the schedule, you do not have to remember the schedule, but you need to understand that which Monetary Policy Committee meeting will be the most important for you to understand and remember from the exams point of view. So this we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay, so now before moving forward, before discussing these two very important news articles, there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guidebook for RBI, NABARD and SEBI, so that through a single guidebook you can get all your common queries answered, and there are the definitive answers that are provided for your common queries. If you want to know about the examination, what is the pattern for the exam, what is the syllabus for the exam, what are the previous year cutoff for the exam, what is the eligibility criteria for the exam, everything, all your common queries can be answered through this single guidebook. And let me tell you that you do not have to visit different links, you do not have to visit different websites, even if you want to know about the organization, even if you want to know about your preparation strategy and sources. And this is made absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download this guidebook. The link is provided in the description box below, so do download these guidebooks. Okay, so now moving forward to our first news article, that is the constitution of an expert committee. So first you need to understand about the Indian startup ecosystem, to understand about this expert committee, that why it has been made. So the Indian startup ecosystem is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, and you can understand that the Prime Minister of our country, the government of our country, the Reserve Bank of India, they are trying to boost the startup ecosystem in the country, the Make in India program. So all of the initiatives that is taken by the government of our country, that has made, we can say, the Indian startup ecosystem as the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, and that is a very big thing for India, boasting an impressive 115 unicorns. So unicorns are what? Unicorns are the startups that have the valuation of nearly $1 billion or above. Okay, so 115 unicorns, that is the billion-dollar enterprises, have been created. Indian startups raised $44 billion in 2021, with over $33 billion going towards deals worth more than $5 million. So you can understand that, okay, the Indian startup is doing very good. Okay, the Indian startup ecosystem is doing very good. So what is the problem? Okay, why we are discussing this? What is the problem? That many Indian startups are domiciled outside India. That is, they have the people working from India. Okay, they have the brains that is being used from India. They have the market in India. The owner, the founder is also from India, but they are not set up in India. They do not have the base in India. Their enterprise is based in some other country, and the enterprise or the startup is considering that foreign country as their permanent home, as their permanent base. So you can understand that they are domiciled outside India. So they are taking the money from India to outside country, and the foreign exchange reserves are going to some other country, we can say. So many Indian startups are domiciled outside India, that they are considering the foreign countries as their permanent home. Despite having the majority of their market, despite having the majority of the personnel and the founders in India. These externalized or flipped startups constitute a large number of India's unicorns, and that's why they are creating a lot of problem, because they are using our markets, they are using our people. The founders are from our country only, but they are setting up their base in some other country. So why they are doing this? First of all, they are doing this because of the legal and the regulatory environment. So the robust legal and regulatory environment, wherever they are getting such robust system, they are going there. The operating cost must be low in some other country, as well as the tax regime must be easier in some other country. The easier access to the infrastructure must be provided to them. So due to this, they are going outside India. They are setting up their base outside India, and of course they are working for the profit. So that's why they are going and setting up their base in some other country, seeing all the robust infrastructure, seeing all the tax concessions and the concessions they are getting, and the low operating costs that they are getting. So due to this, they are going outside India. So now, in order to better understand the nuances that has been created from the regulatory, the tax and legal and other perspectives. So what is the problem in India? To understand this expert committee has been formed to understand the regulatory nuances, that there must be some extra regulations that is going on in India that is creating the problem for the startups to set up in India. The tax regime must be very harsh for those startups, and that's why they are leaving India. They are not setting up their base in India while they are using our personnel. They are using our people from India. The legal infrastructure or the legal environment must be made very robust for ease of those startups. And other perspectives have to be known and identify the measures required to make India, especially the GIFT IFSC, the preferred location, so that the startups want to locate in the India and they want to locate in GIFT IFSC, so that the innovation that is being created by those startups do not go out of the India. The innovation is generated in our country and it is utilized by our country. So to identify the measures that how we can make India the preferred locations of all the startups, especially the Indian startups. The IFSCA has constituted an expert committee to formulate a roadmap to ensure the Indian innovation to GIFT IFSC. So I hope you have understood the basic idea that what we are talking about in this expert committee. This expert committee has been formed, constituted to understand that what are the regulatory, tax and legal nuances that is making our startups, our fintechs, the financial technology startups to go outside the country and set up base outside the country. So they are creating the innovation outside the country. So to understand the measures to bring them back in our country, this expert committee has been made. Okay. So now here you can understand that we were talking about GIFT IFSC, that this should be the preferred location for the startups if they want to have the regulatory ease, if they want to have the tax concessions, if they want to have the robust legal environment. So for that, we have the GIFT IFSC, that is the International Financial Services Center, that is the Gujarat International Finance Tech City has been made, that is the International Financial Services Center. So it is a special economic zone. So the GIFT is the special economic zone. In the Special Economic Zone Act, see, under this act there is much lucrative offers, we can say, that is being given, the concessions that is being given to the industrialists, to the startups, we can say, to the companies that are working in this special economic zone. So all of these facilities are being provided to the startups or the financial institutions that are working in the GIFT. So that is the infrastructure, the best kind of infrastructure is provided, that is at par, that is equal to the infrastructure that they are getting in the foreign countries, that they are getting from the global financial centers. Fiscal incentives are being given, the tax exemptions are being given, the tax concessions are being given, lower operating cost, as well as the faster dispute resolution. That is also a very big problem of the startups, that if some problem is being created, if there is some dispute, the resolution is quite lengthy, it takes a lot of time. So there should be the faster dispute resolution. So that is also provided in the GIFT, as well as the wholly transparent operating environment is being provided, the legal and the robust legal and regulatory environment is being provided. So you can understand that all these facilities are being provided under the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, that is the International Financial Services Center. So it is a International Financial Services Center that is only one in our country, and this was formed in 2015, and this was formed so that we can provide an area that is at par. We can provide a system that is at par to the foreign countries, to the foreign regimes where the startups of our country are moving to, or that is at par to the global standards, we can say. So this GIFT is IFSC is at par to the global standards, and that's why we want the startups to come to this GIFT IFSC, okay, so that they can get all the concessions, they can get all the benefits, as well as they are working in India. They do not have to make some other country their permanent home. So now IFSCA also, so we have said that the IFSCA is the one that has made the expert committee, that has formed the expert committee. So IFSCA is the regulator, the IFSC is the regulator of the International Financial Services Centers, and the IFSCA is the International Financial Services Centers Authority, that is the regulator of all the IFSC that will be made in India. Okay, so there is only one IFSC, that is the GIFT that we just discussed about. So you can read all of this. I have already made a session on the GIFT City on the IFSCA, and if you have any question, if you have any query, I have provided you a brief background, but you can see the whole session and you can understand completely about the GIFT City as well as the IFSCA. Okay, so GIFT City is the Gujarat International Financial Tech City, and the IFSCA is the authority of the International Financial Services Centers, that is the GIFT City. So now coming back to our news article, that we have understood that okay, we want these startups, Indian startups that are being set up in some other country, for getting the good environment, legal and regulatory environment. We want to see that what is the problem, what are the nuances, how we can solve that, what are the measures to bring them into our country, to bring our people, our companies back to our country. Okay, so this committee will be chaired, this expert committee that will provide a roadmap, that will provide a complete procedure to onshore, to bring back the Indian innovation, to bring back the Indian innovators, to bring back the Indian startups, the fintechs, the financial technology startups back to our country, especially to the GIFT IFSC that provides all the benefits to the startups. So to bring back them back to at least on our grounds, this expert committee has been made, and this expert committee will be chaired by Shri G. Padmanabhan, former Executive Director, Reserve Bank of India. The committee includes the representatives from leading venture capital funds, from the startups. There are the members in the expert committee from the startups also, from the fintechs, from the law firms, from the tech firms and other domain experts. So you can see the members here. The chairman of the committee, of the expert committee. This is the expert committee to onshore the Indian innovation to GIFT IFSC. So Shri G. Padmanabhan is the chairman of the committee, and he is the executive director of the RBI. Then there is the member Dipesh Shah, that is the executive director of IFSCA. Then you can see that from different areas, you can see that from venture capitalists, there are the startups, there are the fintechs. Also from all those areas, there are the members in the committee. Okay. So now coming to member secretary is the Ankit Bhansali, the general manager of the IFSCA, and the committee has to provide the roadmap. The committee is expected to submit its recommendations to IFSCA within 3 months. So I hope you have understood the basic idea about the expert committee. Okay, the general terms of reference of the committee, that what they have to focus on. We have understood about the committee. Okay, it has been made, why it has been made, for the Indian startups, for the Indian fintechs that are moving to some other country to set up their base, to consider that as their permanent home. We want to bring them back into our country in the GIFT IFSC, because in the GIFT IFSC there is the much good environment that we are providing them, good infrastructure that we are providing them. Now the general terms of reference, the general ideas that the committee has to focus on are 4. So these 4 ideas has been provided by the IFSCA on which the committee will be focusing on. The first idea is to suggest measures to encourage the Indian fintech or the startups that is domiciled abroad. So they are the Indian startups, they are the Indian financial technology companies that are being domiciled, that are considering the some abroad, some foreign country or some foreign platform as their permanent home, to relocate. We want them to relocate to the GIFT IFSC. To identify issues that may be critical for development of the GIFT IFSC as a global fintech hub, and not only the Indian companies or the Indian startups that are setting up their bases abroad, but we want to bring the foreign companies also in our country. We want to create the India or the IFSC, that is the International Financial Services Center, as the global fintech hub, so that all the financial technology companies, all the startups would want to come to India. Okay. To encourage new fintechs having global outlook to set up commercial presence in the GIFT IFSC, so even the foreign fintechs would want to have the commercial presence in GIFT IFSC. So we want to see that how it can be done. Any other suggestions for the development of the International Innovation Hub at the GIFT IFSC? We want to create the International Innovation Hub in the GIFT IFSC, so the innovations are being generated from our country, from our International Financial Services Center. Okay, so I hope you have understood this very clearly. So now the first news article is done. You have to remember these four parameters or these four references for the committee that has been provided by the IFSCA. Coming to the second news article, that is the RBI releases Monetary Policy Committee meeting schedule. So regarding this, the RBI released the meeting schedule of the Monetary Policy Committee for the next financial year, that is for the 2023-24 financial year, that will start from April 2023 and that will end in March 2024. The first meeting for the next fiscal, you can see that will be held on April 2023. So that is going to happen recently only. Okay. So here what you have to understand is that this is very important from your exams point of view. If the April meeting is happening and your exam is on some May, okay, by the end of the May also, then also this meeting will be the most important. For June 1, this will be very important for your second phase if the first phase is going to happen in the May month. Okay, so these two very important. So by considering the examination date, or we can say for considering the phase 1 to happen in May, we have to remember that the April Monetary Policy Committee meeting will be very important and we have to focus a lot on this Monetary Policy Committee meeting. Okay. So now the key benchmark rate was hiked, that is the repo rate. The repo rate was hiked for the sixth consecutive time in February meet. So since May 2022, there was 6 consecutive hikes in the repo rate that happened. So in May 2022, from the 4%, the repo rate was increased to 4.40%. And if you remember that in February 2023, the repo rate was hiked to 6.50%. So we can see that from 4%, the repo rate has come to 6.50%. That is, there is 250 basis point hike, or there is 2.50% hike in the repo rate. Okay, and May 2022 to Feb 2023, that is in one financial year, the repo rate has been increased by 250 basis point, or we can say by 2.50%. In February only, there was the increase of the repo rate from 6.25% to 6.50%, that is by 25 basis points. So this is what you need to remember, that in the current year that is going on, that will end in March 31st. So in this year, the repo rate has been hiked by 250 basis point, 2.50%, and from May 2022, the increase in the repo rate started. That you have to remember. For the next year, these are the days that you can remember, because the Monetary Policy Committee meeting is very important and you need to understand that when they are going to happen. The Monetary Policy Committee meeting is the bi-monthly Monetary Policy Committee meeting, and so they happen on this particular month every year. Okay. So I hope you have understood the news article, as well as you have understood that what has happened in the previous year regarding the Monetary Policy Committee meeting as well as the repo rate. The May 2022 meeting was the off-cycle meeting. It was an emergency meeting, we can say, in which the repo rate was increased from 4% to 4.40%. So this is the kind of summary that has happened, what has happened from April 2022 to Feb 2023, and now very focused on the first meeting, because if the exam happens on May 2023, you need to be prepared. Okay. So now coming to our first question, I hope you will be easily able to answer this question very easy. Now this is the second question for today. Again, I hope you will be able to answer this question. So thank you very much. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Telegram channel. Here you will get the PDF for today's session. If you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much.